Time now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by New Stopette, America's leading spray deodorant. The lotion spray deodorant that's like balm to your skin. Poof! There goes perspiration. Now let's all play What's My Line?
Now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose articles appear in the New York Journal American and papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
On my left, the show business great who is also the author of a bestseller, Treadmill to Oblivion, Mr. Fred Allen.
Thank you, Dorothy. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time of the year, we in this country observe Mother's Day, Decoration Day, and Father's Day. But here on What's My Line, we have our own day. Here at my left, New York Giants #1 rooter, our favorite day, Miss Lorraine Ditto.
Lorraine Ditto. And on my left, publisher of Random House Books and a columnist for This Week magazine, and a fellow who doesn't dare stand up because these trousers don't match his coat, Bennett, sir.
Thank you. I wanted to introduce me as a man who could hit better than some of the John catches, but she flatly refused. Well, on my left is the grand panjandrum of panel moderators, wow. John Charles Francis Daly.
Wow.
Whose pants match his coat. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What's My Line. Once again tonight, we have some guests who are here with their occupations to give the panel some trouble, and I think tonight we're going to make it. We'll also have a famous guest challenger a bit later on, but I think it's time for these grand experts of ours to meet the first challenger, so would you be good enough to sign in, please, sir? Danny Cohen, is that right? Where are you from, sir?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Well, you're practically home, so you've got all kinds of moral support here, and actually these folks, most of whom are from Manhattan, although Miss Day, I think, tends to claim California as a residence, are very friendly toward Brooklynites, so go take a walk with them and take a look at you, will you?
Oh, let's go.
Mr. Cohen, it's a nice day for it.
All right, Mr. Cohen, over here, if you will, and sit down next to me. And we come to that happy moment when we're going to let the folks who view the program at home and those who are in our audience here in the theater know what your line is, but the panel's going to have to dig. So now let's let the folks at home and the audience here in the theater know what Danny Cohen's line is, and panel, get ready to go to work. Cohen, do you know how we score this operation?
Yes, sir.
You're familiar with the flips and the flaps, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you're familiar with the flips and the flaps, let's just announce right off that you're salaried, and we'll begin the general questioning with Miss Lorraine Day.
Do you deal in services?
Yes, ma'am.
Might I come to you for these services?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, do you perform these services in any particular place?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you look like you have a suntan. Would you perform these services outside?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the place where you perform these services, might a mother take her children there?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they, is this particular place where they keep wild animals?
Oh, ma'am.
Well, now, that's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Cohen, do you, when you perform this service, do you give any kind of instruction, whatever?
No, sir.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you perform your services for both men and women?
Yes, ma'am.
Could children take advantage of your services, too?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any product involved in what you do?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have anything to do I retract that. Do you work in some type of a confined area that is rather large?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you ever go up and down steps?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the product that you have to do with connected with one of our national pastimes?
Yes, ma'am.
Would it possibly be the one in which Miss Day has the most interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Do children sometimes have too many of the thing that you sell?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you sell hot dogs?
Yes, ma'am.
At a ballpark?
Yes, ma'am.
Ebbetsfield?
Danny, I'm afraid that wonderful suntan of yours tended to open the door too wide right at the beginning. And they keep wild animals? No, but they're running wild over there, aren't they, Miss Lorraine?
That they are.
Yes,
You
Fred.
want to, I was just going to say that I don't think the Dodgers as a team are going to the Dogs, even though Mr. Cohen is available.
Oh, no.
John, I didn't say a word. Bennett is a ventriloquist. I didn't say a word.
You want to say something before you go off? Well, I should think you have a right to say something before you
Henry
go off.
Buckle.
Well, I just wanted to say that Mr. Hal Stevens is our boss over in Ebbetsfield, and there's a lot of people take advantage of him. I think he's a swell sportsman and a great man to work for.
Well, that, I must say, is a very nice accolade for your boss, and
What do you mean they take advantage of them? 25 cents for a hot dog?
Bennett, we are not going to open up any McGillis. Here, thank you. It's better that Danny have this fine feeling about his boss. He works with him, and I'm glad that you have that feeling about him. And thanks
And
very
he
much
is a
for being
very
our
nice
guest.
man.
Yes,
Even
indeed.
if he is at
Thank you,
Ebbetsfield.
Danny. Nice to go with. All right, panel, a very good beginning. But now let's see if we can't give you some trouble. Will you sign in, please, ma'am? Zarine Austin, is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs.? Mrs. And Zarine is the correct pronunciation of your first name. Where are you from?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Oh, that's wonderful. It's nice to have somebody from the West Coast, nice to have somebody from the upper part of the West Coast. And now will you walk to the upper part of the stage so the panel can get a better look at you, please?
Well, Miss Austin, my wife was named for your city, or vice versa. I don't know.
All right, now, Mrs. Austin, if you'll join me here, we'll get back to on the scoring to 0, and we'll begin off by letting the folks who are at home and the people here in the theater know what your line is. Let's let that happen right now, and then we'll see what the panel can do about finding it out. And you know how we score this operation?
Yes, I do.
Oh, golly, I don't get any chance to explain the scoring system anymore, but that's all right, because a lot of people were fed up with it. Let's just announce then, Mrs. Austin, that you are salaried, shall we? And we'll begin the general questioning with Fred Allen.
Whatever this is that you do, Miss Austin, is there a product involved in it?
Yes,
There is a product.
yes.
That's established. If I were in the mood, could I hold this product in my hand?
Yes,
If I were in the mood. Does this product make people happy?
yes,
Sometimes, I would say, wouldn't you?
Well, does it make people, the same product, does it make people unhappy?
Well, it could, wouldn't you think so? It could, yes.
Well, would it make people unhappy because of the fact that in the use of the product, it involves some element of risk or danger in the use of this particular product?
I think we could. There's an element of risk and danger, yeah.
Is this product ever made use of by our armed forces?
Made use of by our armed forces, yes.
Is it? John, is this something that you went out to Las Vegas some time ago to see go off?
Well, let's say that it was around Las Vegas, all right, Fred. That's a sore subject with me. Actually, it's involved with my trip to Las Vegas, yes.
It wasn't.
Yes.
I heard that the next atomic bomb is going to be sponsored. Poof is going to do it on television. But this isn't a form of ammunition or
No, I don't think we could describe it as a form of
it
ammunition.
isn't. Then I'm dead.
Then you're dead, yes. That's one
I
down.
will bury myself decently.
Now, wait a minute. You said this isn't a form of ammunition. That means, yes, this is not a form of ammunition. You're not dead. You're still alive.
Well,
You
is
don't
it-
look it, but there you are.
I certainly fooled myself. I pass.
Well,
I'm
all
doing
right.
so well, I think I would pass.
All right, Miss Day.
Could this product also be found in the home?
Yes.
Would it be found in any particular room?
No.
Well, I got through in a hurry.
No, I would say this, that it would not be specifically found in a particular room in the average American home. We'll just let the nose stay in there, although it's a thin line. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Austin, let's get out of the way now, if we have to. Has this product ever been, or is it now alive? Has it ever been alive?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you need any special training for the work you do, Mrs. Austin?
Not in our term.
I don't mean special education, John.
Well, no, I mean, as I was going to say, in our term of reference for special training here, if Mrs. Austin will excuse me, I will say there's a no answer to that. That's 3 down and 7 to go. Mr. Allen.
Well, do people come to Miss Austin to make use of this product?
No.
No, they don't come to Mrs. Austin. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Day.
Is this product used by both men and women?
Yes.
Is it an expensive product?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Sir.
Can this product be taken internally, Mrs. Austin?
A wonderful question, Bennett, but we've got to give you a no. 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, is this portable? Could I carry this around?
Yes.
Would it be likely that I would carry it around?
No.
No, I don't think so, Dorothy. 7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Allen.
Does this have to be used in a specific place?
No.
Does it have to be used in a specific place?
It doesn't.
No, that's 8 down and
You're
2 to go.
gloating real well tonight.
Yes, you're doing great, Miss Day.
In the gloating.
Is this product metal?
No.
9 down and 2 to go, Mr. Sir.
9 down,
I mean,
1
1
to
to
go.
go, pardon me.
Well, is this used? Is
Oh,
it
could
any...
we have a conference?
Sure.
You may have
Ben, have you an
20
idea?
seconds.
I don't want to
Well,
throw
I was
you
just going
off.
to ask if it was worn. We haven't given that yet,
I was
but
just
I'll
gonna
listen to you.
Well, I was thinking maybe it was liquid. This sounds like it could be. No, you wouldn't carry it around if it were worn. You would be carrying it around in a sense. But I was just thinking of something kind of atomic, like alcoholic beverages or something. But I don't want to.
Well, it isn't
I don't
taken
want
out.
to steer you.
She said it was
All
not
right,
taken
20
out.
you're
seconds
right.
is up.
I get the whole
20
vote.
seconds is up, Mr.
Well,
Sir.
I always, Dorothy's
No,
going to
don't
Europe, and
forget
I
it.
love her, so what the
Stop.
dickens? Is it a liquid?
A liquid?
No.
10 down and no more to go. And Mrs. Austin makes dice. And when you got to Las Vegas, Fred, I thought the jig was up. Happily, nobody went back to Las Vegas. Where do you do this?
In Portland, Oregon, and I work for the Portland Card Company.
Well, that's great.
Are the dice honest, Mrs. Austin?
Yes.
Always.
Loaded?
Always.
Always, Mr. Sir. Always. Well, thank you very much. It was
Not
nice
the
to
one
have you with us.
doing
What's my All right, we'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but right now, here's Arlene Gray back from a vacation.
Now, don't anybody move. I'm going to show some pictures we took on our vacation. Now, here we are, arriving. Oops, we did arrive right side up. And that's Roy, my husband, behind the sunglasses. Roy takes pictures of everything. Here's one out the hotel window. He even took one of the sponsor. That's our friend Stopette on the left, and on the right, Stopette's special summertime companion, famous Sea and Ski tanning cream. You get it free in the new Stopette Summer and Sun package, and here is perfect two-way protection. Now, here's what I mean by protection. It can be awfully hot on a golf course, and it can be awfully hot on a dance terrace. And if I felt cool, calm, and it all collected, it was only because Stopette gives a girl the world's most wonderful assurance. Now, here's a picture of the beach with me soaking up the sun. And what do you know? I took a tan for the first time in my whole blonde life, thanks to C&Ski Tanning Cream, our famous stop-at bonus. This wonderful cream positively prevents burning and peeling. Why, I stayed out in the sun all day the very first day. Get C&Ski Tanning Cream free with Stop-at now. Ask for Stop-at's Summer and Sun Special at any drug or cosmetic counter. Famous Stop-at, the lotion spray deodorant for finest underarm protection, and at no extra cost, for a limited time only, C&Ski Tanning Cream for best protection under the sun. It's perfect protection for husbands, too. Don't you agree, Roy?
And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which my friends on the panel are duly blindfolded. Are the blindfolds all in place, panel?
Right. Yes, Mr. Dillon.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right, panel. As you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we get right down to the general questioning, and we will abide by the new rules. You ask one question each in turn, going clockwise, and let's see what you can do, beginning with Mr. Bennett, sir.
Unless our audience has changed mightily in the last few weeks, those whistles mean a lady. Am I correct that it's a lady?
Yes.
All right, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you an American movie star? No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Allen.
Are you a British movie star?
No.
Good for you.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Day.
Are you in the entertainment business?
Yes, yes.
2 yet.
Works day and night. Mr. Cerf?
Have you ever appeared on the Broadway stage?
No. Are you a singer? Perhaps.
Yeah, that's 3 down and 7 to go before we get to Miss Kilgallen, and I think our guest is being modest. I would have to say most pronouncedly, I would have to say that she certainly could sing. All right, Mr. Allen.
Do you appear in television?
After fashion.
Do you
Miss Day?
do you appear in nightclubs?
I believe so.
Mr. Cerf?
Are you a single? By that I mean, do you appear as a one-shot, a star all by yourself without any assistance?
I'm afraid so.
That's Miss Kilgallen.
Afraid so?
No, our guest does, I think in the technical sense, appear as a star by herself.
Well, that just knocked out one theory. Have you a hit record in the jukeboxes, or have you had within the last 6 months? Unfortunately, no. So sorry.
4 down and 6 to go.
Are you
Mr.
Marguerite Piazza?
I beg your pardon, friend?
Marguerite Piazza? I can't see what I'm doing, John.
There's a no for that one. That's 5 down
Okay.
and 5 to go, Miss Day.
Do you also play the piano?
Yes, I play a few scales.
And when you add a lot of scales, what have you got? You've got somebody who can play the piano. Mr. Cerf.
Do you ever hand out roses around the gentlemen sitting at ringside tables?
I don't hand them out, I throw them out.
All right, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, I'm afraid Bennett has given it to me then. Are you the incomparable Hildegard?
That is right. Actually, I think you did wonderfully, Miss Hildegard, because you should have seen that getting that voice up was something of a chore.
Do you know who I thought she was for a minute? Peggy King. I was going to ask her if she ever did the Hunt's tomato juice commercial.
No, you have not done the Hunt's tomato juice commercial.
No, of course not.
And I would say this. Your French, of course, is one of the hallmarks of your art. And
My what?
Your art.
My Milwaukee French.
Your
you
what
mean.
I was going to say, where did you learn that French, though? Is it school learned, or did you
No,
learn it in Paris?
I learned it in Paris. Of course, I had
or some in high school.
Uh-huh.
I used to say dépêchez-vous and combien, something like that, and I thought I could speak French. But living in Paris, I picked it up a great deal.
For sure.
And, of course, my theme song,
Oh, yes, I know.
Miss Kilgallen, do you remember that?
Darling, je vous
Yes.
aime beaucoup.
She knows everything, doesn't she?
I do believe Miss Dorothy be in Paris next week, won't you?
That's
Week
when we saw
after.
each other
Week
last.
after,
Yes.
Remember we went to Montmartre and you bought a picture by Foss, F-O-S-S?
Oh, Hildegard, what
and
a
I bought
memory.
it, too.
What are we doing?
Well, we'll have tea. What's the matter? The phone have a bit of a do here. Well, Miss Hildegard, it's wonderful to have you as a guest, and I think you gave me some trouble, and I'm very
Oh,
pleased
I'm
about it.
glad.
Thanks
Thank
a lot
you.
for coming to
Delighted
see
to
us.
be
Nice to see you. And now I have a chance to remind you of something that I don't remind you of as much as I would like to. I think perhaps many of you at home might like to consider trying to puzzle our panel with your occupation. To get a chance to do it is a very simple procedure. All you have to do is to send a picture, a small snapshot that you can spare because it can't be returned, your name, address, occupation, and when you expect to be in New York. And send all of this information, not to me, because that delays it, but send it to What's My Line, CBS 485 Madison Avenue, New York, 22, New York. And please remember to send a snapshot that you can spare because it's too big a job to try to return all the pictures. And now let's see what our panel can do with another challenger. Will you come in and sign in, please? Well, spring is in the air. Catherine Hand, is that right? And a very fine hand it is, if I may say so.
Thank you.
Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Yes.
Miss Hand.
That's right.
And where are you from?
Palmyra, Pennsylvania.
Palmyra, Pennsylvania. Well, it's nice to have you. There's a big bridge there, isn't there?
No, that's New Jersey.
That's Palmyra. Well,
close to
there
Washington.
I stuck my foot in it again. Well, having no bridge, will you walk across this firm and solid ground and let the panel have a look at you, please?
No.
Sneak in a question there, Bennett.
All right, Miss Hand, over here, if you will, and sit down next to me. And we'll see what the panel can do with your challenge tonight. First thing we have to do is to let the folks at home and here in the theater know just what Miss Hand's line is. So let's do that. And then let's see what the panel can do. All right, Miss Hand, do you know how we score this operation?
Yes, I do.
There I am, frustrated at every turn. Never get a chance to explain how you score it, so we'll just announce that you're self-employed. And let's begin the general questioning with Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Do you deal in services, Miss Hand?
Yes, I do.
Do both men and women enjoy your services?
Yes?
And do they really enjoy them?
Ooh,
I hope so.
I would think so, Miss Dorothy.
Do you appear in some costume that would be a little different from the one you're wearing now?
Yes?
You do what you're doing. Is it more covered up rather than less covered up?
Yes.
Do you work in the daytime?
Yes?
Do you work indoors?
Yes?
Do you speak to people in the course of your work?
Yes?
Very congenial person, actually, does.
Would you say that you worked in something that was other than an office?
No.
Right, no.
Don't you think? I'd say no. I think the general description would be office, Miss Dorothy. That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Allen. We have about 2.5 minutes.
Do these people come to you for your services?
Yes.
They do come to you. Do you have special hours?
Yes?
In the process of servicing these people, do you touch them in any way?
Yes?
Do you touch them above the waist?
No.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Day.
Do you touch them below the knees?
Yes?
Do you touch their feet?
Yes?
Are you a chiropodist?
Yes, I am.
Well, they're pretty good, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Can't play
That's,
footsie with us.
That's an
Just in
unusual...
case anybody missed that, Bennett Cerf said you can't play footsie with us.
I think it's an unusual name to have the name Hand and be a chiropodist. Going to the other
Actually,
extreme.
Fred, we were kind of proud of that, and when you had gone through the whole 10 no's, it was my plot, you see, to stop everything dead and say, and panel, it's Miss Hand who takes care of the foot.
Oh, it's still corny.
Give me a chance.
Good we didn't get around to that.
Would you say that again, Mr. Allen?
I said the foot part is corny, of course. I mean, the hand part is corny.
Just in case anybody missed that, I won't repeat it. That's enough of that. Well, I must say...
I have some nose left over, John.
Dr. Hand, I must say, now that we can call you doctor, I'm sorry that it didn't give the panel more trouble. I'm afraid that Fred Allen's at fault because he got to that above-the-waist thing. Yes, Miss Dorothy?
I was just going to ask Dr. Hand, what is most people's problems? Tight shoes?
That is a great deal of the trouble.
It'd be better to be like Indians and wear moccasins or something?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that
There we
either.
go.
How about just
Tea,
going
bring the
barefooted?
tea.
That would help.
Doctor, wouldn't it be better if wives walked more instead of making their husbands take them in taxi cabs?
Don't answer that question. You're going to get in trouble. I will say this, though. There's National Foot Week begins
National
Friday,
Foot
you
Week.
see. And they gave it a rather good start, I think.
What are you supposed to do with your feet then on
What,
National
next
Foot
week?
Week?
Don't use them. Thank you very much, Doctor. It's nice to have you. I'll guess them. What's my line? Thanks very much. Good night, ma'am. Nice to see you. We'll be back in just a moment, but first, Arlene Gray has a special reminder.
Just in case you didn't get a good look at the most important picture in our vacation album, here's a close-up of Stopette's new Summer and Sun package that gives you such perfect two-way protection. And it's a perfectly wonderful buy. You get Stopette, the famous lotion spray deodorant, in this big, all-summer size, and at no extra cost, a generous tube of sea and ski tanning cream for best protection under the sun. That's both for the price of Stopette alone, just $1.25 plus tax. Do yourself a favor and get your Summer and Sun package right away. It's a special offer and for a limited time.
And now, before our panel says goodnight, may I remind you to tune in again next Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, when once again we invite you to play What's My Line? For other localities, check your local listings for the date and time of our weekly series.
The Remington shave is the comfortable shave. Here's our famous peach with its short, close fuzz. And here's the Remington electric shaver, the guard removed so you can see the fuzz fall. See how it shaves that peach without harming its tender skin. The same Remington that can shave the bristles off a brush, bristles tougher than any beard. So to give yourself a clean, comfortable shave, give yourself the Remington shave.
And now, until next week, this is John Daly saying good night, Miss Dorothy. And Miss Dorothy's going, as you've already been told, to Europe for a while, and we're going to miss you very much, but Miss Mary Healy will be in your chair, and we'll give her all the help we can so she gets nothing right. But you have a nice trip, Miss Dorothy, and come back all rested and stuff.
Thank you very much, John. Au revoir, Fred.
Already you're starting, huh? Happy vacation, Dorothy, and good night, Lorraine, and say hello to Leo for me.
Thank you, I shall, and good night, Bennett. I hope you have a nice trip to Cleveland and all points west, and it's too bad you won't get to see the Indians because they've got a great team.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Lorraine. Well, we'll...
Almost as good as the Giants.
Thank you. Speak up. Well, we're going to miss you, but it'd be awfully nice to have Arlene back. As you know, I love her next to Phyllis. Good night, John.
Who's Phyllis?
Good night, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
Transportation for What's My Line is arranged through American Airlines, America's leading airlines, in 77 major cities throughout the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Are you watching, you little rascals?
Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
And who subscribes to it? Go on, push the button.
Think of the fun you could have on the tube. The tube?
YouTube.
Tube.
TV tubes. That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's going to be a lot more fun
if you keep going the way you're going. Go on, push the button. Please subscribe.
I hope they're watching.